Within this documentary, I'm going to be investigating how the voluntary aid services supports the statutory services during the festive period. I'll be taking into consideration the binge drinking culture, and I'll be meeting members of the SOS Bus project, all of whom give up their free time to look after the victims of the binge drinking culture. I've come to Southend in Essex to meet the coordinator of the SOS Bus project, John Bastin, to help understand the way which this service meets the needs of the binge drinking culture in this town.
The SOS Bus was started over 4 years ago. We came out onto the streets. We initially started and did Friday and Saturday night, and now we do Thursday and Friday and Saturday night. Because the venues asked us to come out an extra night, and we're quite willing to contribute to the running costs of a Thursday night, so we've come out to do that.
We have loads and loads of leaflets where people actually come up and ask us for things as in alcohol, drugs, homeless, or anything that they need to know. Here are the leaflets. We have phone numbers that we can actually give them if they need any further help.
For us, doing the SOS Bus saves at least £500,000 a year on the call on ambulances, because we can deal with minor things here on the bus, and then people can go straight home, get a cab, go home, rather than call an ambulance because they've fallen over, they've had too much. Just as we've been for this gentleman here, normally that would be an ambulance, which is a £500 taxi. We'll bring them back, we'll get him sobered up, we'll get someone to come and pick him up and take him home later on in the evening when he's fit and able to get home. So really for us, we're trying to help out the community so that the ambulance is available for those who need one urgently rather than just for a drunk.
Okay, in here is where the volunteers will sit. As you can see, we have the heaters on. On a night like this, it gets really, really cold. But also, we have casualties in here from time, depending on what the casualty is, whether they're drunk, whether they're homeless, whether they're lost, whether they're young, they will sit in here with us. And also we have the police on board that we do cups of coffee for if they get cold or they're worn out.
Fortunately, everyone in the town will blame the nightclubs for the binge drinking. But now you can buy 72 cans of alcohol for £20. So people are drinking before they actually come out. So the unforeseen thing is the binge drinking that actually goes on at home. It's not just what's out in the town at night, it's what goes on at home. People come out when they've had too much. And for us, it just causes a lot of work sometimes. And this is part and parcel of why we try to get across in the schools. If you're going to go out, be aware of what you do and how you do it and what you drink.
We have everything on here that you would generally need to help somebody out. No matter what it is, we have it on here. And this is where it all happens, here.
What we try to do is, if there are people walking the streets at night who come out, I won't mention any names. There's a guy came out that was having a blazing row with his wife at home, and he said, I'm off out. She said, are you going down the pub? No, I'm going down to the SOS Bus in the town because I want to talk to someone. There's something going wrong here, and I just want some advice, and I just need someone to talk to. And that's what he actually did. He came down here. He spent an hour or so with us.
We will get people coming off on the streets asking just to talk to somebody, whether it's because they have a problem, whether it's because they have lonely, for anything really. This is where we bring them onto the bus upstairs. It's confident, we close the doors, nobody else can hear, and they are really, really pleased that we can actually bring them up here.
While I was in Southend and with the SOS volunteers, I was lucky enough to be invited to film some cases which the volunteers are regularly expected to attend.
Drunk female.
Yeah, we're on our way.
We found him on the stairs up there. He had a bit too much to drink, and then I think the bouncers kicked him out. And then we walked up the pavement and found him passed out here. So we picked him up, stood him up, and then called you guys. So
you had to drink, Dave?
I think they're quite good.
I would take it back and have a quick check over here. Have you got anybody at contact?
We've spent some time meeting and talking to volunteers from the SOS Bus. Here's what they've got to say about their vital role in meeting this town's frontline welfare needs due to the challenges of binge drinking.
Tom, and I'm a volunteer for the SOS Bus. I also do first aid on the bus, along with most of the volunteers are first aid trained, and we all work together to make sure people are okay.
And I work normally with East of England Service as well. And I do 4 days on and 4 days off. And on my weekends that I've got off, I always come down and work out with the bus and stuff like that, because it eases a lot of the ambulance services up, for injuries or drunks and stuff in the street and things like that. And it frees them up to do any emergency 909 calls.